Guys, what's going on? Sunny here from Online Sales Funnel Academy, coming to you from my home office near Seattle, Washington. Hey, everybody, I wanted to come live tonight and see what's going on, see if I can catch anybody who is happens to be on, if they have any questions about anything on my channel, and ask anything about marketing or ads or webinars or just anything. And I also have some information I want to drop on you guys tonight and do a little bit of a presentation that I had prepared last couple of years, or about a year and a half ago. And I was using this training tonight in another community that I'm in. I'm in a previous episode, we talked about how I have a joint venture going with Arthur Lyle. He's the author of his book about barbership. It's called The Cutting Edge. And as you can see, I've got, okay, here we go. We did a training that I wanted to share with you tonight. I just got done off the call in the private mastermind group with his students, and I wanted to share it because it's valuable and I forgot I had it. So I wanted to share it. So first of all, I'm not going to do the entire PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to leave it in this mode. But I definitely just wanted to come live tonight and explain a little bit more about YouTube and Facebook when it comes to advertising, because I feel like a lot of people don't understand like how, hold on. Okay, hold on. So first of all, I'm not going to do the entire me mute out over here. Okay, just want to make sure you can see my screen. Okay, great. So anyway, so this is me. So I own a digital marketing agency. I have actually we have two titles. We have a B2B and a B2C. So we have Cascade Marketers and Online Sales Funnel Academy, and it is co-owned by myself and my fiance Darren, and we live here near Seattle, Washington. So this is a presentation I did about a little over a year ago, where I was teaching people how to use Facebook to run ads, and also Instagram, right? To run traffic to Eventbrite to promote your event without spending a fortune. It was a webinar that I did. And like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole presentation, but what I did do was kind of talk about myself. And let me see here, a little bit about me. I came down to Washington in 2002 from Alaska because I was on a bowling contract as an amateur bowler through Storm Bowling. And I was a regional player, and I was on my way to getting my pro card until life kind of took a different direction last couple of years. But forever and ever, that's what I've been doing. So I actually got started doing marketing for Storm as a contract. I had done some marketing stuff before that, but so in 2002, when I moved down, I met Darren, and we've been together for a little over 10 years. And every year I take a Christmas photo with our two fur babies in front of the Christmas tree on Christmas Day. And as you can see, it does not always go very well, and oftentimes not well at all. So that's them. We set up the timer on Christmas Day, and we try and get the computer to, take our photo, which doesn't always happen. Okay, so sometimes you've heard me talk on this channel about where I got my start online. It was kind of funny because let me do from current slide. Let me see. Okay, there we go. So when I first got started in digital marketing, I always say on this channel, I feel like people end up there. It's not like, they don't start in digital marketing, they end up there. Okay, so this slide shows you that how I've written a book, and I've held up the book in other videos of mine here on the channel. It's called Whisker Twisters. It's a very simple children's book. It's on Kindle. It's available for sale. It's over on the Amazon platform. It was my first experiment when I first got it started with marketing. I thought, man, if I could just make a cat book and have everybody ever buy one copy, then I'll be rich, right? Then I won't have to learn anything because everybody buys one copy, I can retire, right? Well, then there's the real world. That does not happen. Yeah, I've got a couple sales, but friends and family bought some. But that was my first real sale, was getting out into the open, and I wanted to learn how to market, and I didn't know how. So the bottom picture here is a snapshot. Let's see. Yeah, it's an older snapshot. It's been a year since I took the snapshot, but as you can see, that is from my Facebook ad account, where I've actually spent over $5,500 And what I learned right when I passed the $5,000 mark is that Facebook assigns you a Facebook rep. And if you know anything about Facebook and Instagram, they don't allow you to, they don't make it easy for you to communicate with them. You can't just pick up the phone and call them. That's not how they work. They don't want to hear from you ever. Like they're like a we'll call you kind of thing. So this is 1 year ago. My ad spend's much higher now. It's close to $8,000 or $10,000 because I'm always running ads. This is just a quick snapshot of what I have, what I had a year ago. So now I have my own Facebook rep. If I ever need to call Facebook, if I have a question or a problem about my account, I can go ahead and call them and get somebody on the phone. Okay, so a little bit more about me is that I love to learn. I'm always learning. And I got my start in a digital mastermind group with Vince Reed. He's one of my millionaire mentors. And Darren and I had flown to California to be a part of his VIP group. And as you can see, and if you guys remember, I just did a live the other night with Ross. Ross Cherry was in there. Also Ross Karsh, a good friend of mine. This is a screenshot where I look like I'm bored and sleepy. I might have been sleepy. I was not bored. But after we get in Vince's mastermind group, we meet on Zoom calls a couple times, a month, and we hang out and we learn digital strategies. And as you can see here, Vince has earned his 2 Comma Club Award. So that was a really powerful community that launched me digitally. And ABL, always, like Angela said the other night, always be closing. You always want to be learning. Okay. Here's a snapshot of just some of the brands I've worked for or with. Vern Tejas, my international mountain climber. I've done local B2B brands. I've helped them with physical product. The pro shop was the bowling pro shop where I used to work. And I helped them drive traffic to get people to sign up for their events. I have a fitness brand. We did clean eating stuff. Feathered Friends is a down jacket and outdoor survival company that Vern knows the owner of. And I ran traffic to get people to come to their event. And Kitty Emporium is physical products that, like, I think drop shipping, I'm not sure. High Tea Junior Golf and Peaks of Life are both nonprofits that I worked with to help them market their event to their lists of email people so they could get people to pay money to donate to their charitable events. And last but not least, and not even the last actually, international speaker Todd Houston, who is an international, you might have heard of him. He's the only person in the world to have climbed all, and that's why he and Vern are such great friends. Vern has the record for summiting all 7 peaks more than 10 times each around the world. And Todd has the record for summiting the highest peak in all 50 states as an amputee and as a regular person. He's broken both the records, and no one has beaten him yet. So I run traffic for Todd and help him with his brand as well. Okay, so when it comes to advertising on Facebook and Instagram, most entrepreneurs and business owners feel like they're in the movie The Maze Runner. Like if you've ever even been on Facebook and tried to figure this out, you might feel like, over there or nowhere, somewhere, not sure, no idea, uncertain. And you feel like you're in this maze that you can never get out of, right? And it's totally understandable. I feel like, I'm not going to say they did it on purpose, but I don't feel, they try and keep it simple. But, it's really confusing. And if you've ever had any kind of any advertising at all with some success or not at all, you're right, because all the roads do lead somewhere. What I mean by that is maybe you've boosted a post and you're like, well, it worked because I had 2 people click. You are correct. It did work, right? But there's a right way and then there's a better way. Then there's the best way, that everybody's always, it's marketing. So you're always testing your budgets, testing your audiences. And you may have like a right way that's only good for a couple weeks because it's marketing and people burn out with your message. So you always want to have a fresh message and a fresh creative to run to your people. So what I like to tell people about Facebook is like, what if I told you that there's two ways to get to somewhere, and one is a slow bicycle and one is a fighter jet. Which one do you think will get there faster? And I don't say this to be cute, but it's just to prove a point. Like, I consider the bicycle organic marketing. And by organic, I mean, you know, you're sitting around, maybe you're a rep for a product or something, and you're reaching out to someone, you know, 30 people a day, and you're like, hey girl, you look like you could, you know, really use my product, and you're trying to get people's attention that way. Like, I call that organic marketing. Or maybe you're you know, what would it look like a few days from now if you had a blueprint to create ticket sales and customers on demand, and you never had to get lost again, right? And not just an event, but what if you could run an ad? Um, so this is some of the stuff like that we talk about. Like, if you've ever had an event, no one is there, and you've wondered, where is everybody? Or worse yet, it was your job to drive signups to an event. The outdated way of doing things are phone calls, flyers, and mailed invitations. Now, I talk about this a lot on my channel. Like, I do believe that there is a time and a place for those things, in outbound calls and outbound sales do have their place in the marketing pyramid, as it were. But for a lot of people getting started on social media, you know, they just want to get, you know, be able to build an audience and get in front of people. And this, you know, they're being told that, like, this is how they need to go hand out flyers, right? And I want to say, my message is, no, don't do that. Or it's your job to try to get the word out. Maybe you're the person with the fundraiser and you're trying to get the word out, and you're like, oh, you got to call 200 people and hope that they come to your event that's happening in 3 weeks, and you don't have the resources to call everybody and do all that kind of stuff, right? Because now people don't even answer their phone, and they consider it invasive anyway. So it's not like they're going to answer even if you call them. So, and I'm almost done here, but I just want to point this out. Okay. So you and your future customers are hanging out on Facebook and Instagram. So don't act like they're not. And I love saying that. So let's look at some industry statistics. People spend an average of 35 minutes on Facebook each and every day. And this was over a year ago. I'm sure, especially what's going on in the world, I'm sure it's way higher now for sure. But according to the data from Nielsen ratings, Americans spend an average of 10 hours and 39 minutes consuming media across their devices, you guys. Heck, I get up at 7 and I go to bed usually at 8:30. So I'm only up for 13 hours. So that means I'm consuming data for 10 hours. And the other 3, who knows? I must be between projects, but I'm always online, you know, doing something. Oops. So specifically, 5 hours per day are spent on mobile. So of that 10, 5 of them, they're on mobile. And that's why, you know, learning how to run ads on mobile devices is super, super strategic, because you can catch people when they're in transit. Well, not lately because they're all at home, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so the digital age is here, whether you like it or not. So it's time to shift your thinking from one-to-one. Please come to my event, or come to my store, or come to my, you know, come please buy my one physical product that I'm selling, and begging, to getting your message out in front of thousands and thousands of people online, and having them raise their hand and click on their link and see if what you have is what's to, you know, what they can offer. Let me just skip ahead here because there's a slide I want to show you. Okay, so Facebook owns Instagram. If you don't already know this, I say Facebook is the galactic ruler of Instagram. This poor cow is about to get abducted, right? Moo. So whenever you run ads on Instagram, if you've never run ads before, what you need to know is that you're supposed to do it in through the back of Facebook here. You set up an ad account and you spend all your money to Facebook, and then you can point your ad into Instagram, or you can point it into Facebook as well, or Facebook and Instagram. You get to pick, but these are the two. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you have a marketing strategy for your small business or your physical product or your event, a predictable way to get results? Because last I checked, prayer is great for many things, but it is not a good marketing strategy. And I say that with love, because I've been there and done that. And I've been in that position where I have been like, oh, please, please, please come in, please buy my thing, please look at me, please, you know. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like Amazon, the Facebook/Instagram algorithm has over 400,000 data points on each and every user. And that's me and that's you, that's everybody. Okay. So that's our large elephant in the room. It's Facebook. And so 400,000 data points, that's a lot. And I guess a lot of it's browsing history, but every time you do anything on the platform, they record it. And they use it for marketers like me to get back in front of folks like you, to be honest. So what does that mean? Facebook knows who will click, sign up, or purchase, including you, and they're willing to show your ads to those people for pennies on the dollar. Remember, 400,000 data points where you shop, eat, visit, travel, purchase, and websites that you visit. They have all that information on you. Okay, so in the olden days, and actually still even today, television and radio advertisers have to spray, we call it spray and pray. They had to spray their message and pray that it worked, because they would show that soap commercial or the Colgate or whatever and hope that people go and buy the product. But we're in a day and age, you guys, where Facebook's targeting is literally letting you order up your future customers. And I like to say, how do you think you got here tonight? And honestly, if you're watching on my YouTube channel, that's probably how you got here, because I'm using the same ad strategy that I use on Facebook inside the YouTube platform to grow my channel, get new subscribers, and get views on my channel. Oops, what happened there? So you literally order what you want with Facebook or YouTube, actually YouTube as well, using demographics, interests, and behaviors, and you turn your ad loose. When people see the ad, they will decide if they want to engage with your content, event, or offer, but it's your job to get the message out. Okay, you guys. So that's where I'm going to end with, oh, sorry, one more. I got one more. This is my last slide. I just want to drive the point home. You literally pick yeses and nos of your ideal customer client as you build your Facebook ad. So for example, this is an ad that you might like, if you were selling a vegan eating plan or something, okay? Your perfect customer might be over the age of 42, female, lives within 23 miles of Las Vegas, loves cats, doesn't like dogs, is newly married, watches Game of Thrones, and does not eat meat. Okay, is that pretty specific? And it'll go out and it'll find those people. It won't ever give you their email addresses or their, all the data from them. But what it will do is put them in a bucket and allow you to put an ad right in front of them. Okay, very, very last slide. Story time. What would you say if I told you that my record time from starting an ad to having an event sale, it was 2 minutes and 30 seconds from blast off to ka-ching. In other words, you're just one stone's throw away from your ka-ching. I literally had turned on an ad and in under 2 minutes and 30 seconds had my first sale. Now, if you've never run ads before and you're like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. In fact, the lady this happened with was the golf lady, where I was helping her with her event that she was doing. We're trying to raise money, and we were sitting there. We just launched the ad on Facebook, and it costs $100 for someone to sign up for a golf scrambler. Her name is Patsy. And Patsy was like, wait, what's, like 3 minutes later, we're like, we got the sale. And she goes, wait, what's that about? And I said, well, you just someone saw your ad and paid $100 to your golf scrambler. That's your fundraiser. And she goes, but I didn't do anything. I said, that's exactly my point. So guys, if this does sound interesting to you, I just want to let you know that I am running a 4-week program that's in beta. If this is something that you're interested in, if you're a small business owner and you want to take advantage of the time that you have right now, with the down, maybe especially if you're a hairstylist or a barber, you don't have to be that, but it's tailored to hairstylists and barbers. So if you're a small business owner and you want to spend the next 4 weeks learning these strategies, we're running a 4-week boot camp. I think it's called Barbers and Stylists Crush It with Social Media. I'm going to drop a link down below. It's $97 to get in. And when you get to the program, I'm going to be one of your coaches. There's 2 or 3 of us in there. At the end of the 4 weeks, you're going to be able to learn social media strategies like this and be able to turn on your own ads and finally start getting people in front of your services, your products and services, so you can start making money. All right, you guys, I hope this was interesting for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below. If this is on Facebook, hit me up in Messenger. If it's on YouTube, just leave a comment in the description or however that works. And I will get back to you. And otherwise, just click the link. It's going to take you to a page by Arthur Lyle from Arthur Lyle Styles and Cuts. It's a $97 4-week program. That is the correct landing page. You pay your $97 there. And we'll see you on the other side. We'll let you into the private Facebook group and you'll start learning these methods. The cart closes in 5 days and hopefully I'll see you on the other side. All right, you guys, I'm going to end the broadcast. So I hope to see you soon. All right, take care.